Well, a bill in the legislature right now looking to help victims of bullying in our schools.
Yeah, Crisis in the Classroom investigative reporter Tiffany Lane is here in the studio to break down what a potential new law could mean for victims and bullies.
Yeah, this is a problem we hear about all the time, unfortunately. And right now, the main issue parents and staff continue to tell me is bullying needs to be fixed. Assembly Bill 48 would give more power to bullying victims in some cases. And the Clark County School District is pushing for it to pass during this legislative session that kicked off earlier this week. During a work session Wednesday, the Clark County School Board had a presentation on the district's legislative priorities this session, a big one being bullying.
This bill will change the message from don't be a victim to don't be a bully. Current
Nevada law allows bullying victims to change schools if parents of the student request it. But Assembly Bill 48 would give that same option to parents of the bully as part of disciplinary action. And both students would not be able to be moved to the same school.
A bottom line philosophy really is to keep victims and perpetrators, apart. So parents, and this bill says that both, victim and the perpetrator's parents can ask for a child to be removed from a school if there's an instance that takes place, certain types of bullying.
Karen Wu, a senior at Clark High School, is in support.
I guess existing law right now, the fact that only the victim would be moved to another school almost feels like it puts the victim in a veil of like almost shame, or at least that they're the one that has to be like running away from the bully. I feel like that kind of takes away from a certain level of like self-empowerment for the victim.
Anna Marie Binder says her son experienced bullying over the last few years and was given the option to change schools to get away from the bully, but decided not to.
At the time, our middle school, he could ride his bike to school. He loved that independence. If we moved schools, that wouldn't be the case. And 3 years ago, I had all 6 kids at 5 different schools. So it was almost impossible for me to provide transportation to a school outside the zone to move him. And what if it happened there?
She says ultimately the school accepted to have restorative justice meetings and the bullying stopped. When it comes to Assembly Bill 48, Binder says it's a great option as a first offense, but says it needs a little more clarity.
At the end of the day, no parent really wants to move their child's school. And so I don't think the perpetrator is going to willfully just move a school on a first instance. And so the bill doesn't actually say if it's the second or the third or the first, at what point of the progressive discipline will it be used?
Representative Ruben Da Silva, vice chair of the Assembly Education Committee, that's the sponsor of the bill, says they're working to further define some areas of the bill.
I had a conversation with another staffer as to what if it's just a scuffle? What if it's maybe just a few words that were exchanged? So we're going to have to really flesh out what the definition of this particular bullying means.
Yeah, so we're still learning more about this bill, but Binder, the parent you heard from just a minute ago, says one of the issues is that parents don't often feel heard in general when it comes to reporting bullying. So she encourages everyone, along with letting the school know, to also report bullying to Safe Voice. That's a place where concerns are also received by the state. And as far as Assembly Bill 48 goes, the first hearing is tentatively scheduled for Tuesday, February 18th. Now let us know what you think. Would you support not only giving the victim the option to change schools, but also the bully? Here's what you're saying so far in our poll that you can still go to by scanning that QR code. 75% of you are saying yes, 25% no. Now reach out. I'd like to hear more from you. Send me your tips on issues impacting our schools, including bullying. Have you experienced it? Scan that QR code on your screen or email schooltips@news3lv.com. or call 702-805-0489. Certainly a lot of discussions around this constantly. We'd love to hear how we can help solve this. Back to you.
Yeah, it certainly is a problem, and you can see why they want to do everything they can to help this situation. Thank you so much.